The final of the Courtyard Ferns Intermediate Hurling Championship takes place at the weekend, and it's between Cloughbawn and St James, Ed, who are appearing in the final for the first time ever.
Yeah, fair play to them, you know. They won Junior B in 2009, so it's been a real roller coaster for them. Like in 14 years, they're on the verge of senior hurling, which is tremendous for a team like St James's, you know.
And obviously they had extra time. You predicted extra time last week. You did predict that Munn were going to win, but you did get the extra time bit right.
Yeah.
Who impressed you in St James's victory over to Munn?
Yeah, you know, Robbie Barnes, centre back, was very good, and Shane Murphy got some excellent scores with a very, very tricky win. They're a hard working team. Of course, Matthew O'Hanlon came on at half time, got through the match and extra time, so you'd expect that he'd probably start next Sunday. As I said, they're a very hard working team, and they will push Cloughbawn all the way, I'm sure. And you know, Darragh Lyons, all them lads are very fit, very fast players.
Yeah, one thing that was particularly evident in their extra time victory was how much the inter-county footballers that they have, Darragh Lyons and Kevin O'Grady, came into the game.
Well, Kevin O'Grady went on a solo run one time in extra time, and there was lads falling off him. They were that cramped up, you know. So he has a very high level of fitness, and of course he got the winning goal.
Yeah, and of course they had two players who scored 8 points each, Shane Murphy and Michael O'Grady, so that they have plenty of firepower all around, really.
Yeah, Shane Murphy was a real prospect a few years ago, and I think he went to Australia or something for a few years, and he's back now and he's hurling really well. He moved out centre forward and done well there last Saturday. I think both intermediate games were very enjoyable.
Yeah, they certainly were, and obviously Cloughbawn were the other victors. They had a victory over Feather. There were two really exciting semi-finals, and it looked for a long time as though Feather were going to get the better of Cloughbawn, but it obviously materialised better for Cloughbawn.
Yeah, I think, you know, the likes of Corey Bulger came into the game. He stormed into the game and scored 3 great points, and you know, that old Willie Fox himself, Alan Carton, came on. He was able to release Conall Flood out the field, which was a key move for Aldgate, or for Cloughbawn, I should say. You know, he scored 1-1 in the last few minutes, and it was crucial. But Keaton's puck outs were exceptional. He was landing them on the 14-yard line, you know, and that's a nice thing to have in your armoury too.
There was one of them even that the Feather goalkeeper had to make a save for.
Yeah,
really. It was that difficult. Cloughbawn have some very tight backs. They obviously have plenty of good forwards, but they have some very tight backs.
Yeah, sure. Gavin Murphy, as I said last week, is a very, very good man marker, and you know, Darragh Keogh is a very much an up and coming player, and you know, he was very good last Saturday as well. They've a lot of good players. Cloughbawn have, you know. Let's remember they won 2 games in senior last year and very unlucky to be relegated.
Now, obviously, one key man for Cloughbawn is Conall Flood. He had a quiet-ish sort of a game at the weekend, but then scored 1-1, and when it was really needed in the last couple of minutes, he's obviously a big talisman for them.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad scoring 1-1 from playing poorly, Peter, but you know, you must remember he was being man-marked by 2 players, and you know, the Whelan brothers in the feathered full back line were very, very good on the day, and you know, Cloughbawn were playing an extra man out the field, and he was receiving a lot of attention, but I think other players got into the game. You know, young Brendan Redmond's son is Darragh Redmond, scored 1-1, and probably the attention was on Conall Flood, so yeah, young Redmond is a prospect too, you know.
So who's going to win at the weekend?
Yeah, as I said, St James's will push Cloughbawn all the way. They definitely have the work rate, they definitely have the fitness levels, but I just think that Flood and Harry Keogh and Paddy Whitty, you know, they're able to score more freely, I think, than St James's. But I wouldn't be surprised if it went the distance there. But I'm tipping a Cloughbawn win, and you know, at the start of the year, that's who I would have went for also.
And I'm going to have to agree with Ed on this one. I think Cloughbawn will win it, but I think it will be a tight game. I don't expect St James's to be very far away at all. Maybe even extra time, but I think Cloughbawn will win.